The Office of the Prime Minister Press Office is the primary liaison between the Fourth Estate and the Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet.
Every day, we're working to build a more inclusive economy and a stronger, safer country.
Hear all of the latest developments as the Davis administration carries out the broad mandate of progress and change. Our live weekly press briefings provide full access to current newsmakers on the most topical issues of the day. We facilitate prompt responses from cabinet ministers on the latest reports and get answers on the issues that matter to you.
Will any penalties be levied against the...
OPM Press Now, keeping you in the know. Good afternoon, everyone, and it's my pleasure to welcome all of you here to the Office of the Prime Minister for our weekly press briefing, which happens to be taking place on a Monday this week. I trust that you all had a good weekend and your week is getting off to a good start. We have a lot to get to this morning. We will start things off with the Minister of Energy and Transport, the Honourable JoBeth Colby Davis. As you know, if you've been following the news and monitoring your electricity bill, the government has been on a major push to decrease electricity rates and improve the infrastructure nationwide. And as a part of that collaborative effort and communication with the public, an energy summit will take place this week to further liaise with the public so that everybody is appraised of the latest developments and is on the same page. We'll hear from the minister on that in just a couple of minutes. We'll also hear from the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honourable Mario Boleg. This month, his ministry is celebrating Sports Month. We've had a lot of exciting headlines involving Bahamian athletes lately, and we look forward to hearing of the events which will take place this month, marking Sports Month. And National Neighborhood Watch. Of course, crime continues to be a concern and certainly a priority of the Davis administration. We will hear from the Neighborhood Watch team. Kino Wong is here, who heads the National Neighborhood Watch Council, and we will hear what his council is doing and how there's the nexus between the initiatives of the council and the government's initiatives to counter crime in our communities. But we will start things off now with the Minister of Energy and Transport, the Honourable JoBeth Colby Davis. Please welcome her.
Thank you, Press Secretary, and good afternoon, members of the media, and thank you once again for being here. The month of November has been designated as CARICOM's Energy Month, and the aim is to raise public awareness of the energy issues confronting the community. The focus of CARICOM Energy Month 2024 is sustainable energy. Investing in sustainable energy is key to reducing our dependence on fossil fuels, stabilizing costs, and improving energy security while lowering carbon emissions and combating climate change. As member of CARICOM, the Bahamas will do its part to support sustainable energy efforts in the Caribbean. The Davis administration firmly believes that energy services must be accessible, reliable, affordable, and sustainable for all citizens. Later this week, the Ministry of Energy and Transport will host a two-day energy summit beginning the 7th of November and ending on the 8th of November at the Bahama Convention Center. The summit is being held under the theme, Accelerating the Bahamas' Energy Transition Through Innovation and Strategic Partnerships. The purpose of the summit is 1, to mobilize and engage energy project partners, 2, to update the Bahamian public on energy reform plans and progress, 3, to promote energy efficiency, and 4, to encourage a deeper understanding of the energy sector. The events on day 1 are open to members of the public and will include an opening ceremony and panel discussions. The Prime Minister will deliver a keynote address during the opening ceremony. There will also be a special presentation on electric vehicles in the public transportation sector. The themes of the panel discussions are 1. Transformation of Bahamas Power and Light, better known as BPL. 2. Integrating renewable energy and microgrids for New Providence and the Family Islands. 3. Powering economic growth through energy. And 4. Getting the regulatory framework right. Panelists will include representatives from BPL, Nassau Airport Development Company, also known as NAD, the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employees Confederation, Bahamas Tourism Hospitality Association, Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, IRCA, and the Office of the Attorney General. A key highlight of the panel discussion on getting the regulatory framework right is an update on the National Energy Policy, which is currently being revised and improved through a collaborative effort by the Ministry of Energy and Transport and IRCA. Key focus areas of the policy will address generation, transmission, distribution, supply, renewable energy, conservation, and energy efficiency. The sessions on day 2, the 8th of November, are closed to the public and will comprise of technical working sessions for all of our energy partners and the relevant government departments. The working sessions will include discussions on timeline, organization, key deliverables, and other commitments. The focus of day 2 is to ensure that all energy projects are delivered and completed on time. The Energy Summit is important as we seek to complete our reforms, which include the building of utility-scale renewable power in New Providence and the Family Islands, the modernization of the electricity grid and transmission and distribution network for New Providence, and transforming energy generation through LNG implementation in New Providence. We look forward to a productive and informative Energy Summit. We are committed to providing cleaner, more reliable, and affordable energy to every Bahamian family. Our energy policy will solidify our goals of sustainability and resiliency, ensuring that no Bahamian, including our businesses, is left behind in this energy revolution. I thank you for your presence here today, and now I invite your questions on the Energy Summit, if any. Good morning. Good afternoon again.
Thank you very much, Minister. We will move along now to the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, with events marking Sports Month.
Good evening, everyone. Afternoon. All right. Well, today we're here to announce and launch Sports Month, which is one of the most exciting times within the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, and that's during the month of November. National Sports Heritage Month is dedicated to celebrating all Bahamian connected to sports. Irrespective of their level of participation, this month-long celebration honors not only professional athletes and coaches, but also amateurs, casual sports fans, and enthusiastic supporters. It is time to recognize the contributions and individuals who may no longer compete actively, but have left a lasting impact on sports community. National Sports Heritage Month cultivates a sense of unity and appreciation within the community. It highlights the sports extends beyond competition. It provides an opportunity for Bahamians to come together and honor sporting achievements, inspire future generations, and promote a culture of fitness and well-being throughout the nation. A highlight of National Sports Heritage Month is the National Hall of Fame inductee ceremony. And I just want to list the persons being inducted in the ceremony this year, which includes posthumously Honorable A.F. Adley, our very own Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis, Gary Bain, Oswald Brown, Nelson Chipman, posthumously, Linda Ford, Sir Kendall Isaac, posthumously, Barbara Knowles, Randy Roll, Randolph Swavey, Stephen Hanna, Nico Grant, Dawn Knowles, Douglas Dougie Collins, Arthur Reggie Knowles, and the women's national softball team of the 1981 bronze medal team that competed in the World Games back then. The National Sports Award is another key event during the National Sports and Heritage Month, scheduled for this Saturday, November 9th. This award ceremony will highlight and celebrate the outstanding achievements of Bahamian athletes, teams, coaches, and sports organizations over the past year. This ceremony is a reminder that excellence in sports is a point of national pride, encouraging Bahamians to rally behind their athletes and celebrate their accomplishments on both national and international stage. Today's National Sports Heritage Month kicks off with a range of fitness activities at Kendall Isaac Gymnasium, including a free workout session, a front run walk. I will be there, and I'm inviting all Bahamians to come out. I want to lose 5, but you can lose 2. An interactive wellness event. These fitness programs are designed to encourage Bahamians all ages and fitness levels, making health and wellness accessible and enjoyable. The goal is to emphasize the importance of physical activities as a cornerstone of health and lifestyle. Again, encouraging individuals to incorporate exercise into their daily routines. The free workout sessions offer a welcoming environment of participants, allowing them to try new exercise, meet fitness goals, and engage with others in the community who share a passion for health. Educational programs also will be launched, the Lunch and Learn sessions, online classes. In addition to the physical activities, National Sports Heritage Month also focuses on education with programs like the Lunch and Learn sessions and online classes that offer a covenant access to sports education. These sessions cover a range of topics from nutrition and injury prevention to coaching, techniques, and sports history, allowing Bahamians to deepen their understanding of the many factors of sports. Whether sitting at their desk or participating in person, attendees can learn valuable information that supports personal growth and athlete development. These educational initiatives foster a knowledgeable sports community, helping participants to understand the broader impact of sports on health, discipline, and teamwork. Before I move on, I'd like to take this opportunity and thank the sports department for their hard work and dedication to ensuring that these activities are well prepared and put on for the public at large. You should give yourself a round of applause. I would like to also mention that we talk about the success of our national and international athletes. We know most recently John Quill Jones would have won the WNBA Finals and was named the WNBA MVP. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture will be hosting a motorcade in Grand Bahama on the 16th of November, where we will also have clinics and workshops to be held, and I'm inviting all young ladies who are interested in the game of basketball to come out on the 16th at Grand Bahama after the motorcade, where there'll be workshop and clinics with John Quill Jones and her teammates. The same will be done in New Providence on the 18th of November, so I'm encouraging all Bahamians, walks of life, whether you from the east in Grand Bahama to the west in Grand Bahama, to come out and support on the 16th and show your support to John Quill Jones during the motorcade. And we want the same done here on the 18th in New Providence and show our appreciation for her hard work and dedication and commitment to representing her country. With that, I thank you. I would like to ask the director to come and talk about some other activities. You have a... You don't want there? All right. Okay, any questions? No? This was a boring press conference here.
No, she was clear.
We always clear. We just was clear. Well, we thank you for being very clear for you all this morning.
Our next guest, Keno, are you going to be just as clear? You'll be very clear, right?
Clear up more and see how we can get it done, eh?
All right. So we're talking Neighborhood Watch. Do you have a Neighborhood Watch association in your community? And if so, are you capitalizing on it? Kino Wong is going to talk about the progress of Neighborhood Watch, which has been around for a long time, but some may argue is needed more than ever before. Welcome, Kino.
Good afternoon. The Bahamas National Neighborhood Watch Council launched on April 2018, April 30, 2018, with approximately 40 neighborhood watch groups. Today, the country has approximately over 176 neighborhood watch groups, primarily here in New Providence, Grand Bahama, Abaco, and of course, Eleuthera, Black Point Exuma, Farmers Key, and some other keys of the islands, especially in the Abacos. However, crime is everyone's business. And in essence, we encourage all walks of life, no matter what community you are in, to foster a neighborhood watch in your community. And if you need a neighborhood watch in your community, you can call the Ministry of National Security. You can call and speak to the desk there responsible for neighborhoods and speak to us and let us know how best we can come into your community. I dare to say that it's good to know that the two ministers that have spoken there are neighborhood watch in their constituencies. And so they have active neighborhood watch in their communities. However, the Bahamas government's Clear Hold Bill initiative that was launched in the South Central Division, Angliston, South Central, which is the Grove Police Division. Angliston, we have approximately 5 neighborhood watch groups in that particular area. Ridgeland Park, East and West, Montel Heights, Angliston itself, the Grove. And so therefore, those particular presidents are very active in their communities, specifically the Grove, where we have a reserve police officer, Mr. Forbes, who can constantly patrol his community. And so therefore, this community is a significant step towards achieving safer, better, and healthier neighborhoods throughout the country. As a community leader, endorsing this initiative is crucial, and I firmly believe every community across the country should adopt it. Even though Angliston is the phase 1 and they got about phase 5, we believe that these different phases will definitely decrease crime in our communities, where we can see derelict vehicles are being moved, old properties are being torn down, overgrown properties are being discarded, and so we're happy about that. But the key benefits for us and the neighbors by adopting the clear, bold tactic. Communities can effectively tackle serious and organized crimes. And in the Bahamas, we are no different from the UK, as the UK has also implemented this adoption of dealing with the Clear Hold and Bill initiative, where West Yorkshire police report a significant drop in burglaries, drug offenses, and antisocial behavior, as well as gun possession. The community engagement. This fosters community engagement, improving confidence and trust in our police department. And so therefore, in the South Central Division, we have noticed that since this initiative took place, that there are more boots on the ground. When I say boots, there are more police officers on the ground on a daily basis. And so we thank the Royal Bahamas Police Force for being in the Angliston area to curb this crime. Even though we are seeing crime that may happen every other day, but we can say that once the neighborhood watch is active, we will know that we continue to be the eyes and the ears in our communities to foster that partnership, foster that collaboration with law enforcement. And, of course, confidence in reporting intelligence. Sustainability. For the initiative to be sustainable, community ownership is vital. You as a community, as a resident in your community, must take ownership of your community. Local school organizations and partners must be involved in decision-making process. And the challenges and solutions, such as abandoned buildings and derelict vehicles, like I addressed earlier, abandoned buildings and derelict vehicles is crucial in moving, as they can harbor criminal major activities. Clear Hold Bill initiatives can help remove these hazards, creating safer spaces, but also healthier neighborhoods. And we realize when we have healthier neighborhoods, we have a better community. And so therefore, our collaboration is very effective between law enforcement agencies, community leaders, our parliamentarians, government agencies is essential for the initiative's success. But we also believe that with their support, neighborhood watch groups can also be the key component of fighting crime daily in our communities. In 2020, we won the IACCP Award for Community Policing, and we have one of our community leaders that are here today, Randy Hanna from the Overtown Centerville, who was instrumental with Senior Sergeant Garland Miller, where we produced a wonderful video with all aspects of what it takes to curb crime in the inner city. And so by embracing the Clear Bold initiative, the Bahamas government and the National Neighborhood Watch Council can build on the legacy, ensuring communities continue to thrive and become safer and better and healthier communities. We believe in the National Neighborhood Watch Council that when we are together and when we have the full support of all community leaders, all residents, whether you are someone that just drive home and don't check, we ask you, when you go home, look to the right, look to the left, call your neighbor. Who are the people in your community? Do you know your neighbors? And I'll ask all of us here today, do you know the people in your neighborhood? If you don't, get to know them. Because at the end of the day, neighborhoods are here to stay, but Neighborhood Watch is an essential part of fighting this demon we call crime in our country. I thank you. Now, if there's any questions for neighborhood or crime, I'll do my best to answer.
I have a question. I know that you mentioned earlier this year that the relationship between the council and the police wasn't where you would want it to be. Can you say that relationship has improved since then?
And you are from the Tribune?
Yes.
I figure that. Yes, we spoke. I will dare say that it has built, it has rekindled, and we are grateful for the communication with the council and the commissioner and those who are sit at the top level of leadership, as well as from the Prime Minister office, who has definitely supported the way forward for us to continue to collaborate and to have that relationship that we can continually call upon them for assistance.
Can you give specifics how it has improved?
Well, we have our officers are patrolling our communities more. We are trying our best to continue to meet with more of the commanders of the various divisions. Of course, here in New Providence, there are 12 divisions. In Grand Bahama, there are 4 divisions. Eleuthero got 3. Abaco got 3. So we are diligently, not just here in New Providence, but throughout the islands where our community leaders can actually meet with those divisional commanders, these officers in charge, who can actually have a relationship. We have a relationship with them that we can call them. We have their cell phones, and so we can dialogue with them on a daily basis. Yes, ma'am?
I had a similar question. As you are aware, we used to have a lot of police officers in the neighborhood, always canvassing the neighborhood, keeping check, and a lot of that has gone down. And I'm wondering if we're gonna get that back up to what it used to be. I know in particular my neighborhood, if the police didn't come, you had a drones coming, right? And that has really gone down, and we've had more crimes now since then. And I just want to know how far you've gotten in convincing the Bahamas government to put back those police officers in our neighborhoods where they could continue to patrol like they used to beforehand.
Seaview in the Western District, correct? Sea Beach. I dare to say that you had a wonderful liaison officer by the name of Sergeant Ricardo Major,
Yes.
who was instrumental in your community when you guys came on as a neighborhood. That has been one of our concerns as well. How do we get the liaison officers back into the community? That is something that is back on the table and is being addressed from the minister aspect, along with the commissioner, along with the coordinator, Dr. Indira Adley. And hopefully very soon that particular initiatives of our liaison officers will return back to the program to foster that one-on-one relationship that all community leaders had prior from 2018 to 2021.
Second question, as you know, we have cameras around, right? But we still have issue with persons coming into the community and dumping all types of stuff, furniture. As a community leader, we've had to, well, you know, in my area, we've had to constantly keep cleaning old furniture and different things that people just come into the neighborhood and just dump it. And as a matter of fact, you know, what I would even like to see is that we make sure that all neighborhoods within our country is clean. And one of the things, as a person that travel around the world, and in particular our sister nation, you know who that is, often says to us, oh, Bahamas, you're a very beautiful country, but you're very dirty. And so that tends to bother me a lot. And so not having person come into our neighborhood and dump it, even though we move around every week, which you're aware of that, and clean up the neighborhood and make sure we pick up the garbage and things like that. We just want to make sure that we have some type of, well, BPL burned on our cameras got burnt up. Yeah, so we have to put in some, we are starting to get ready to put back in some new cameras, and so that we can keep an eye out more to make sure people don't come and dump in our community.
I will dare to say that the real time at the Royal Bahamas Police Force, that's under the leadership of ACP Shivago Dames. If you are a community and you have cameras that are in your community, the police force has implemented where you can tie your cameras into their systems. If you have it on your utility pole facing the road of your home, so that they can be aware of these illegal dumpings in your community. I dare to say that reach out to ACP Shivago Dames at the police head office on East Street North and seek to speak with them to see what are the best cameras that can be used in your community as well, so they could tie in. There is a company now that the government has engaged. If you look around New Providence, you will see that many new cameras are being installed on various outlets in our communities. And so to have the best outlook so you can get the best assistance in terms of the officers who are the real time at police headquarters can see when these criminals, I call them criminals, who continue to drop debris and dump furnitures and refrigerators and whatever else in these green spaces in our communities. And it's just not your community in Sea Beach Estates in the West. It's basically in a lot of different areas. I noticed that the Member of Parliament for Elizabeth was just doing a major cleanup this week. And once again, you can clean. Next 2 days, individuals come right back and dump again. But the important part of neighborhood is this: you being the eyes and ears for each other. You see something, say something. Call the police. Call your neighbor. Call the Member of Parliament that you may know. Take pictures. All right? That's your evidence. And sometimes we say it ain't our business until it knocks to our door. It is our business. You know, being your neighbor is your business. Getting to know who the people in your community is your business, because guess what? That's not someone in your community that's dumping. They are individuals that come in from elsewhere dumping. And sometimes we may be surprised. There could be people in our community that is also dumping in the middle of the night, throwing no trash, because they don't want to go to the city dump, or they don't want to hire a company to come pick up their trash. But you, as residents of our country, if you see something, say something. Continue to be the eyes and ears for your community, so you can have safer, healthier, and better communities. Any other more questions, or that's it for me? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wong. Thank you, ministers, and good luck on Sports Month and, of course, on the Energy Summit coming up. And I hope that the talk with Mr. Wong encourages everyone to further engage with Neighborhood Watch and the police on doing their part to fight crime. If there aren't any further questions, I thank you all very much and have a good afternoon.
The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting is partnering with the Bahamas Christian Council to help build stronger Bahamian families.
I believe that our ultimate experience in living begins with God and family.
Our purpose is to facilitate, guide, inspire, and equip you to have a better life.
And a strong family foundation begins with each of us trying to become better individuals. Let's unite
For a stronger Bahamas.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, leading Bahamians from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, your world leader in optics since 1917. Welcome to another episode of Nikon's Birding Adventures TV. We've just got off the plane on Andros Island, one of the largest islands in the Bahamian chain of islands. On this episode, we're going in quest of some very special birds: piping plovers, great lizard cuckoos, and our golden bird for this episode, the very rare and critically endangered endemic bird, the Bahama oriole. Let's go birding. Looks like we can get out into the ocean. We're about to get in a cage with Australian saltwater crocodiles. And I'm going to fly like the birds. Oh! I will never forget this moment. Let's go birding. Like a scattered string of pearls strewn across a cobalt blue plate, the islands of the Bahamas stretch from their most northerly point in the Abacos south to Andros and Inagua, across 500 miles of the Caribbean Sea. As the site of Columbus's first landfall in the Americas, the Bahamas have a long and storied history. With over 2,000 islands and keys, the Bahamas are home to some of the best beaches, diving, fishing, and birding in the world. Join us on a fascinating 3-part series on the endemic birds of the Bahamas. From the Inagua woodstar, to the Abaco parrot, to the Bahama oriole of Andros. Join us as we discover the amazing bird life, natural beauty, culture, people, and food across this pristine and biodiverse island chain. All the Bahamian islands boast abundant natural attractions, but Andros, the largest, is king when it comes to exceptional natural surroundings. Here you'll find the world's third largest fringing barrier reef, mesmerizing blue holes, and numerous species of flora and fauna. At 2,300 square miles, Andros is the largest island of the Bahamas and the 5th largest island in the Caribbean. Its miles of deserted beaches and freshwater lakes play host to countless species of birds, including specialities like the great lizard cuckoo, Cuban peewee, Cuban emerald, and the Key West quail dove, along with endemics like Bahama woodstar, Bahama swallow, Bahama yellowthroat, and our golden bird for this episode, the Bahama oriole. Join us as we explore this amazing Bahamian island with Scott Johnson from the Bahamas National Trust and Audubon's Matthew Jeffrey. Let's go birding. This Birding Adventures episode is powered by Nikon, your world leader in optics since 1917.
And sponsored in part by Manfrotto, complete solutions for photographers and videographers. Visit manfrotto.us. And by Pelagic Polarized Sunglasses.
And by the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism and the Islands of the Bahamas. Birding is better in the Bahamas.
Welcome to North Andros. Let's go birding.
We're in the Jolta Keys, right in the north of Andros, and we're with Matt Jeffries, who heads up the Piping Plover Winter Recovery Initiative. And today, we're heading out to go and look at this endangered species. The tide's coming in, so we've got to move pretty quickly to try and get these birds. Let's get moving.
Let's go, man.
So we've got a group of about 45 piping plovers hunkered down in the wind on this little atoll. And basically this is 1% of the Atlantic population of piping plovers, which, believe it or not, is actually quite a small number for this particular little atoll. Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've had up to 128 birds here in one time. They're starting to come back here. This mass of eelgrass is starting to build up, and they don't actually have to move off of this site to feed. They just feed on all the bugs in amongst the eelgrass. This is just like a luxury spa for these guys. They can sit there, preen, sleep, and then just eat without having to really move too fast. This is sort of piping plover heaven right here.
Matt, there's more birds than 45 here.
Yeah, I've just gone through the group and there's over 80 birds there. That's more than 2% of the Atlantic coast population. That's